Yeah. Scrolling deep in the archive night. When you get on the crawl. Let's go.
I totally meant to do that.
I'm digging in the crates with the pixels all sleep. Moving database, yeah, the tags run deep. Autocomplete dreams I don't ever miss.
This
Type
is not
one
a
word,
normal
boom,
day.
It's like this. Matadada King got the filter so tight, rating safe mode on, but I'm still feeling right. Sort by score, yeah, I scrape that gold.
I
Hidden
should have
gems
stayed
pop up
inside.
from the days of old. Wild card search got the syntax clean. Ace gun flow, yeah, you know what I mean. From zero to hero in a couple keystrokes.
Everything is
Batch
fine.
download drip, yeah, the system just chokes. Scraping and scrumping, tags on lock. When that
I guess
game
Taste
flow,
the
never
Rainbow
gonna
means something
stop.
very
Click,
different
click,
here.
boom, got the data on tap. Whole world built in a tag-based map. Scraping and scrumping, late night run. Chasing that
Okay,
perfect one by
this was a
one.
bad idea.
Cash full stack, yeah, that
Alright
one's
guys,
never
I'd like
done.
to share
That
another
tag
video,
goes
this
on.
time talking about the LTX 2.3 prompt relay. And you can do this with either text to video or image to video. Now there's a few ways that you can set this up, and I'm going to go over it right now. We started with the Rune workflow and just modified it a bit. I wanted to go over some of the special nodes that I've created that are going to make your life a lot easier and help you out with the renders in the long run. So I was playing around with the new sulfur model. I also distilled it to FP8 because it's currently only available in FP16. Here we've turned on Sage, Attention, and Triton. If you're just using a regular node, you can attach that. Now this is a full checkpoint model, which means it includes the projection and it includes the two VAEs. So what you need to do is choose your checkpoint loader, and you're going to use your spatial upscaler. So here you could do by 2 or by 1.5. It's up to you, but I'm using the latest one with 2. I'm also using the Gemma 312B FP8. You could also use the Heretic one if you wanted to. And because we're using the checkpoint in the LTX-V audio text encoder loader, we're also going to load the checkpoint in here as your second clip. If you're using the transformer, then you would simply load your transformer, and you can patch your Sage Attention to it, and then you would be loading your VAE audio and video. So you'd be loading your text projector. So in my clips, in all of my clips, in my Wanugan clips, whether they're Wanugan, Wind, or the GigaChat clips, they're all going to have the dual loader option. So here you're just going to load the Gemma and the text projection. So you probably know that. Let's get to the good stuff. And that is this new clip that this new node that I've created called the Wanugan LTX Resolution and Frame Calculator. Now this just simplifies everything. We're going to get rid of the math because that's what causes a lot of problems. Usually you're going to put your frames into a math expression, and you're going to put your FPS into a math expression, and then you're going to hook it up. But what this node does is it internally calculates it. So you're just going to add the time in seconds. Makes it a lot visually easier. So this is 8 seconds. You could put 10 seconds, 15, whatever you want. And you're going to connect your height and weight out here to the set nodes. You're going to connect your raw frames to the prompt relay encode. So here you can see that 8 seconds at 24 FPS is going to give us 192 frames. Okay. Well, let's say we wanted 10 seconds at 30 FPS. all of a sudden you can see that that's going to change it to 300 frames. And you can see the 4 prompts have visually changed. I call them chunks, the 4 different chunks of the prompt. You're going to put the main prompt up here, and then you're going to chunk it into 4. So here I'm just going to equalize. Now, you could add another, you could keep adding. I find for very short clips, 4 different chunks is pretty good. If you're doing longer than 10 seconds, you might want 5 or 6, up to you. And here you can see that each chunk is divided into 75 frames. So the best way to do it is to go to your favorite LLM, you come up with a concept, and then you tell it to chunk it for you in 4, 5, 6, however many chunks you want to do it. So here we have a scene of it's vibrant, it's brightly lit meadow. We also have the Jenna Coleman LoRa. So we're going to put that at 1. This is text to video, which I find really impressive if you're going to be using a LoRa. If you're not using a LoRa, then you definitely want to use the image to video. And then you would just turn it on down here. So then it would be false. Text to video if you want it true. False if you want it image to video. This LoRa is for if you wanted to add the distill. So then you would just go and add the distilled LoRa here. And if you're using sulfur, then you would actually want to add this one. Okay. All the links will be provided, so don't worry. This is my power LoRa loader. Makes it really easy to add them and subtract them. I've also created a latent preview. Just works a little faster than the Kijai one, just a bit more optimized. I've also created the Sigma scheduler. It lets you pick the different steps, whether you're using stage 1, 8 steps, 4 steps, and then stage 2. So you can actually quickly change the quality instead of manually entering it. It's going to configure it for you. I actually believe that the 1080p version works the best when it comes to rendering the final video. In all of my tests, if you go below 1080p, even if you're upscaling it, and here you can see we're using the RTX upscaler. For some reason, if it's 720p, there are some noticeable artifacts, but it doesn't matter which model you use. I've tried it with the full checkpoints, FP16, FP8. Some reason, as soon as you go 1080p, the quality improves drastically.
I guess taste the rainbow means something very
so quite
different
impressive
here.
When you start with rendering in 1080p. You're going to be using more resources, and the end result is really good. I have other samples to show you guys. So that's really the important things that we're adding here. And the prompt relay is guiding the model so that you're basically telling it what to produce in those different chunks of framing. Okay, so instead of just putting one big wall of text and having the text encoder, which is Gemma 312B, go over it and then interpret that, it's acting like a set of visors that are shutting the eyes from looking at anything beyond each of these frames. So basically the language model and vision model is looking at this first chunk, and then after it's rendered the first 75 frames from frame 75 to 150, it's looking at the second chunk, and then third, fourth, and so on. And that way you can get a much clearer picture. It does not slow things down. What's going to slow things down is going in higher resolution, higher FPS, higher seconds. Here we've quickly calculated the actual frames because things are divisible by 32. So this node that I created actually is going to snap it. So even if you wanted to do a custom version, then it's going to snap it for you. So I don't know, let's say we did 2000 by 900. It's going to automatically snap it for you because it has to be divisible by 32. So 1920. 10. You can see it snaps it to 1088 because it actually is not going to come out at 1080p. It's got to be divisible by 32. Okay. So I will no longer be doing first frame, last frame, or first frame, middle frame, last frame, because this method here using the prompt relay is much better. And if you wanted to, you could just load your image in and have it render from that. But if you've got a custom LoRa, then definitely text to video is a really good way to go. But then you're also asking the model to interpret things. So while this video looks good, the unicorn looks a little CG, but yeah.
I guess taste the rainbow means something very different
Still
here.
really good. I mean, the AI's got to interpret what a unicorn is, so I think it did pretty good overall. LTX is a really good model overall, and we will be looking at a new anime fine tune that just came out. We'll see how good that handles that, because so far WAN 2.2 beats the LTX when it comes to anime. But LTX is really good for realism. It has its issues, but as a model that can do pretty decent audio, can handle things like music, lip syncing. So it does have some edges over WAN 2.2, but in other cases, it does struggle at times. So yeah, I wish we could get an LTX 2.4 that just kind of rounds out those sharp corners just a bit more. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.
I really need safer hobbies.
Syntax clean, Ace gun flow, yeah, you know what I mean. From zero to hero in a couple keystrokes, batch download drip, yeah, the system just chokes.
I really should have read the fine print.
Scrumping tags on lock, when that game flow, never gonna stop. Click, click, boom, got the data on tap. Whole world built in a tag base.
Probably should have taken the stairs.
Scraping and scrumping, late night run, chasing that perfect one by one. Cash full stack, yeah, the hunt's never done. I'm the tag.
I am never taking shortcuts again. I always wondered what it would feel like to be the problem.
API whisperer, talk to the source. Rate limit low, but I stay on course.
Okay, that was worth it.